Hello. Yeah, just a quick one. Just a quick update on the bike really, and also some things that didn't work. But before that, I've just experienced a total blowout on the rear tyre. What's interesting is I didn't hear anything. I just heard the tyre kind of ruffling, or making a ruffling noise, and then all the air's gone out instantaneously. What's interesting about that is I put some foam in there, you know, what I think Americans call pool noodles. So I made a pool noodle kind of anti-puncture thing, and it was really good for a long while. But I've just had a complete blowout. I've lost all air instantaneously, but there doesn't seem to be any damage to the tyre, and all the air is gone in one go, which is really interesting. So I just thought I'd take an opportunity to just do a quick update on the bike, and also a quick rundown on things that worked and things that didn't. So if you look at the front end, you can see I've made changes. I've got new bars on there, and I've reverted to the old stem and got rid of the stem extender because it did introduce a lot of flex. Not initially, but after a few rides it was flexing quite a lot and it just didn't feel safe, so I dumped that. These bars are really good. They're the bars that came with my Yedu scooter, but I rebranded them with Grey Cell logo here, which is pretty cool. And they've got a nice sweep on them. They're a bit higher. They've got a bit more rise than the other bars, and it's kind of a sweet spot. I don't get a crick in my neck, I don't get backache. It's kind of perfect, and it's low enough to be quite aggressive, so I can get my weight down in corners and things like that. I'm beginning to ride this bike a lot harder and a lot faster as I'm getting used to the geometry and the small wheels and long wheelbase. It's actually pretty stable at speed, and these tyres make a big difference. But yeah, I just thought I'd do a quick update on things that didn't work. So the stem extender didn't work, and also I've changed the bars to get a bit more rise. This is, as I say, a bit of a sweet spot. Apart from that, what else did I change? Yeah, the mudguard. I cut it down because it was fouling on here, so I cut that down, and that's working a lot better now, and it still protects most of the bike from mud. You get a few splashes maybe here, but they kind of stop halfway up, so this is doing its job as well, protecting all of the cabling. So overall I think it's going really well. Very interesting what happened here though. That's something I'm going to have to check out when I get back. The single speed is working well. What's interesting is I'm getting used to the throttle, and I'm using it as a kind of replacement for lower gears. So what that's useful for is if you get stuck in a rock garden or in some muck or something like that, I can use it to pull me out and to pull me around tight corners and things where having to use the pedal and wait for the cadence sensor to engage, I haven't got the time or space to do that. So you can avoid pedal strikes and those kinds of shenanigans. So it's really good actually. I think if I had gears as well, it would be the perfect setup, because that means even if I lose all power, if you've got like even 6 or 7 gears on this thing, you can ride it. It's only, I've weighed it, it's about 49 pounds with my current setup, which considering what it is, I think is very light. And that's because of the magnesium construction of the frame. So anyway, there it is, a quick update, and a few things that didn't work, and the mystery puncture. So I'm going to go home and have a look at that. And it's interesting, it's like a total blowout, but there was no noise. But I was just on the sort of the downhill section of this particular XC ride, which is my favourite trail. Well, it's the nearest trail. Kind of. There's a bit of a fast section, and it gets really heavy. There's lots of rocks. It's much rougher than here. This doesn't look that rough. Nothing looks that bad on video, but it can be quite rough and hostile up there to small wheels and tyres. But yeah, so maybe I just hit something too hard. I don't know, but that's something for me to check out. Anyway, there's a quick update on the bike. I think it's looking really cool. It looks more balanced, I think, with a less higher front end. The long wheelbase is really paying dividends going downhill now at speed. I'm doing about between 15 and 20 miles an hour downhill. That's with gravity aiding me. If I pedal really hard on the flats, I can get up to 15, 16 miles an hour. But if I'm using an ordinary kind of cadence and just poodling along, I'm getting between 12 and 14. So it's not bad. Anyway, there it is, the Grey Cell X-folding bike XTB experiment. Still going strong, still having fun. Now I have to go home and mend my puncture. So yeah, hope that was in some way informative or interesting. And subscribe, like, and all those things that all YouTubers say. And if you don't, it doesn't matter, it's not the end of the world, but it would be nice. And maybe leave a comment. See ya.